Be said, if we share a child together, there's no.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to I'll name this segment later. GTG spits that grease, so on and so forth. Title forever in the works. We are currently banking, if you will, or we're stocking up on some of your recommendations for show names. So don't worry, that will be coming out soon. We're just trying to go ahead and get some of that stored up, and we'll go ahead and get it out there. If any of you guys have a title name in particular, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. It is not expected of you and whatnot, but it's very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's actually go ahead and talk about the nonsense if the title hasn't given me away yet. We're going to be speaking on this right here. This is the LTG trial that happened at the time I'm recording this. We're recording this on the 2nd of June. So it must have happened on the 1st. It could have even happened before that, but I'm pretty sure it's the 1st. Haven't had a chance to speak to Meth Bear yet. Big ups to Meth Bear. But that's what I'm assuming, because this is what's it hit Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else. Pretty crazy. Big ups to the White Race, Agent Proper, Diggs, and the few others who reached out to me and was like, yo, you need to check this out. So that's why we're here. Now, this is not actually the video. This is just my initial thoughts and whatnot. I'll go over the video itself. On top of that, LTG has said that he basically tried to play it off like it's AI. He don't know nothing about this, whatever. I have that video as well, so I'll go over that too at a later time. Probably right after this, I'll record it, I should say. Because his responses are silly as hell, but that's what you expect out of him. So, what is this actually about? Initially, I thought this was about the child support hearing. That's what I thought this was about. This isn't. This is actually, even though, funny enough, LTG brings up the whole situation about his child support multiple times throughout this. You can go to Red Dale's video on this. I would also recommend, if you get a chance, go to Don't Touch-My-Mao-Mao-Square, which I guess this was the original person who uploaded this video, and then everybody got it from them. And then there's also a Twitter account that I'm going to take you guys to, and I'm going to take you to the LTG Reddit in a minute too. So we're going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to take you on a couple field trips, but it'll be worth it in the end. Hopefully. So anyway, so they had the case. I thought this case was about, like I said, the child support payments. It's not. Apparently LTG sat there and requested a restraining order. I thought initially it was a protective order, but a restraining order against Rose and he was granted it. It's given about 3 years.
You know, I think one thing both of you need to pay attention to is Charlie's 12. As Charlie gets older, and who knows, it could probably is happening now. She'll be able to access your posts and see what it is you're saying about her, or if she doesn't, her friends will. So I think you've got to keep in mind that everything you put online, it never goes away. And so your child will be able to see that stuff and see what you're saying about each other and what you're encouraging other people to do. So I would think as a parent that would be very concerning and should be enough to make you stop. But I actually don't think it will. I do find, and I looked at a lot of the stuff I couldn't see, but I could see that there was a sufficient, I think what's happening here is that comments are being made that are provocative and they provoke people in the community, some of whom are just random people who are following somebody on social media to engage in actions that are harassment. And I think that's because of what the post says. So I do find that she is harassing the petitioner. So I'm going to issue a restraining order for 3 years. Ma'am, you are not to harass, attack, strike, threaten, assault him, disturb his peace, and that means emotional or mental calm. It can be done online. I'm not making, I'll make a no contact order except to discuss child-related visits. All right, I'm going to order further, ma'am, that you are not to publish any personal information about the petitioner, such as date of birth, address, California driver's license, social security number, or any financial information on any social media platform. All right. And sir, you can record any conversations that violate my order. That would be any conversations not about the child. All right. So you can pick this up downstairs, sir, at the file viewing room on the first floor, and your child support or your custody and visitation will remain handled in child support. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Let's do number 16. So we're on the record for Samantha Blanco.
Now, in the 20-minute video, give or take, depending on who you watch, this shit was kind of vile. This shit was kind of fucking vile. He basically threw everything. Okay, not to throw no shit on his trolls, because I, you know what I'm saying, because I fuck with what they do. But essentially what LTG did was take everything that his trolls have done and threw that onto Rose. So Rose basically got accused, his baby's mother, got accused of all of this stuff that had been happening to LTG way before she, you know, we even knew who she was, before she came onto the chessboard. And he basically threw everything on her, which is what allowed him to be granted the restraining order. Even though I don't think the judge actually understood the whole thing about being a public figure. She kind of gets it, but she kind of doesn't. And that's really kind of the reason why it happened. Now, my understanding is that Rose is going to be going for an appeal later on in the month. So we'll see how that works out. But for right now, Dale has his 3 years. He's got his 3-year protection order against her, and she can't say anything disparaging about him. Actually, the only contact that they can have with each other now is only talking about their child, which funny enough, he actually does admit that, you know, she's my baby's mother, that's my child.
Do you have anything else you want to tell me, sir?
Since this timeline of abuse has started, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of offline stalking. People are taking pictures of my home, and like I said, me personally, I know it's hearsay, but I feel like all of this, because I've been doing social media for about 10 years, and the worst time in my life has been when she started doing 13-hour interviews about me, going into these hate discords. This is a whole hate discord. Used to basically go at my social media, slander me 24/7. And the fact that she's in here as my child's mother is extremely egregious. So I feel like the best way for me to be protected is I have to have a restraining order. My safety is a risk. People know where I live. She's discussing if I have firearms. She's mentioned my mortgage paperwork. Just things that don't need to be said. If we share a child together, there's no reason for this woman to be trying to figure out ways to dismantle me online and put my safety at risk, considering that in the future, that same child will have to be at that same house.
Dale has been denying that shit for a long ass time, but he admitted that shit in court. I'll pay attention to that, or remember that, because I'm gonna get back to that later. But he ends up admitting to that nonsense. He divulged that, you know, people have been taking pictures of his home, this, that, and the third. He makes it sound like, or it's almost laid out in such a way that Rose basically facilitated all of this shit, in that she's got a vendetta against him over this whole child support thing. That's kind of how the way he shapes it, but he goes a little bit further than that. So anyway, he's requested the order. One of the things that he used to get the protection order, sorry, the restraining order, was that he's like, hey, I may want to reach out to my child, and that child is going to be in my custody, you know, at my house and whatever, and I'm not comfortable with that, with my own safety currently. Sorry about that. How am I going to be comfortable when my child's there?
All right. Do you have anything else you want to tell me, sir?
Since this timeline of abuse has started, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of offline stalking. People are taking pictures of my home, and like I said, me personally, I know it's hearsay, but I feel like all of this, because I've been doing social media for about 10 years, and the worst time in my life has been when she started doing 13-hour interviews about me, going into these hate discords. This is a whole hate discord. Used to basically go at my social media, slander me 24/7. And the fact that she's in here as my child's mother is extremely egregious. So I feel like the best way for me to be protected is I have to have a restraining order. My safety is a risk. People know where I live. She's discussing if I have firearms. She's mentioned my mortgage paperwork. Just things that don't need to be said. If we share a child together, there's no reason for this woman to be trying to figure out ways to dismantle me online and put my safety at risk, considering that in the future, that same child will have to be at that same house.
Do you ever post about her on your social media?
Not one single post about my social media says anything about her.
And that's the grimy ass part about this, because Rose had said in this, I guess in this hearing, that she was willing to basically drop the child support payments if he would come and visit his daughter, or have some type of contact with her, or whatever the case may be, something along those lines. And
the time and date.
Have you shown it to him? Well, I'm not going to get into what happened in child supports.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Well, I was just responding to his claim.
Okay, and I didn't listen to his claim.
Okay.
Okay, I can't tell what date this is. It says, "Hey, hope is all is well."
Those are text messages between us through the past couple of years.
Okay, well, I can't even tell what year it is. Okay. All right, they seem to be relatively friendly. All right, so why am I looking at these?
Well, in his claim, he was talking about the $500 payment if I was just asking for a random $500. But I had voluntarily closed our child support case because he said he would be willing to meet his child that he's never met. So I agreed to that, and we had a set amount for the financial part.
Okay, but that's the child support. We're talking about what is happening outside of that case.
Okay.
All right.
And then obviously when Dale didn't do it, she went back on his neck. She got back on his bumper. Well, the thing about Dale using this little girl as a shield is fucking crazy. Because one, if you're Rose, and if Dale actually does try to pursue his parental rights for visitations or whatnot, now your daughter has to be with this ass clown 2 weekends out of the month, or whatever you guys agree on. That in itself must terrify the fuck out of Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that he would physically harm her, but he'll definitely fuck with her mind, with that kid's mind and whatnot, if he actually gets custody of her, even if it's temporary. The other thing is, it's very, at least to me, like I said, there's some people I should actually speak to about this before I get there, but it sounds like LTG is trying to put out the threat of, I'm going to pursue my parental rights to get Rose to basically back off of the child support situation altogether. And so this way, legally, he can be absolved of responsibility for her, not just for child support, but for the child altogether. He basically is, it sounds like he's trying to play his cards to where he can walk away from the situation clean. Hey, either I pursue my parental rights and then I actually get access to that child. And you don't want that, Rose. Like, this is what LTG is thinking. You don't want that. Or you concede to my demands. You take me off of this child support thing. I'll write away I'm thinking this is what he's gonna do. He's gonna write away his rights as a parent, and you go ahead and sign off on it. And it's like, I never knew any of you, and I just get to walk away. I think that's what he's going for, because that's his only way out of that child support shit. I mean, I'm sure there's other ways, but that sounds like the way he's about to go about it. And with this restraining order, he has a bit of leverage. You know what I'm saying? It's vile. It's vile that fucking Dale's gonna hide behind that child to get him not only shield himself from being trolled on the internet, which he blamed all that on Rose, by the way, because Rose admitted that she did speak to this one person, and the judge took that shit and ran with it. Like, oh, you had a contact with one of these people? Oh, and she hung herself with that. She kind of hung herself on that one, with that admission. And then it all kind of tumbled downhill from there. Now it's very clear that Rose kind of came into this hearing a bit unprepared. Like she wasn't ready for what that was. At least not completely. And Dale wasn't any better prepared either. Like a lot of the evidence that Dale was trying to present, as you see in that folder there, the writing's too small. It's not legible, to be honest. And his dumbass should have seen that shit.
Let me take a look at it because what you provided in your request is not very readable.
Okay.
All right.
It's kind of going to be hard to read.
Well, if it's hard to read, then there's not much I can do.
It's kind of small.
Well, then I can't read it. Okay, it looks like you're complaining that she blocked you.
No.
You couldn't have blown that shit up. You couldn't have fucking gotten one of those goons in your fucking Discord and shit to clean that shit up and make it more legible so the judge could see it. She was like, yo, I can't see this garbage. It's too damn small. It's not legible. So he fucked himself. Theoretically, some of Rose's evidence got thrown off to the side too, because yet again, it wasn't legible. So they both had their own pitfalls, but Dale was able to do enough to basically push all the blame of all of his trolls onto her. And so by proxy, she had to eat it. Because what are you gonna do? How are you gonna convict a troll? You know? So she basically ate all that shit. Now, with that being said, I had stated earlier that some of the LTG trolls out there, or just anybody in general who's following this, should be wary of Dijon. Or Jidion, but I call him Dijon because Pokemon did, and that's just funny. You need to be wary of that dude, because this is just content for him. He doesn't really give a fuck about her or that kid. He said he's going to provide lawyers. He's going to try to help her out with her case or whatever. That was, you know, maybe a week ago, a little more, a little less. Now this situation happened here where now Rose has the restraining order. So I don't know how much contact she can have with Dijon without that shit looking bad on her later on if she tries to appeal this. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that dude just looks at this shit as it's just content. I don't think he really cares that much. Now, maybe he'll prove me wrong. And if he does, all right, good. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it ain't about proving shit to me. It's about helping Rose and this child. But if this is just content, Dijon's probably thinking, yo, I'm big enough that I can just walk away from all this shit and who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? What are you guys going to really do? And that's probably what he's thinking.
This is breaking news on Kick. I can confirm that in the messages, me and LowTierGod have squashed the beef. And
Off camera.
we will be potentially doing something together. There is a potential collab going on in the future, so donate the product.
Now, with that being said, let's go on a field trip for a minute. Let's do that. Let's go on a field trip. So we're going to jump over to... Let's jump over to Twitter first, actually. Let's go to Twitter/X. Whatever. Okay, it's Twitter/X. This right here is LowTierGod's Daily and whatnot. If you're not following his account, whoever it is over there does good work. You don't look anything like Kazuya, by the way. And like Kazuya is actually rocking that shit. This shit right here, like, man, you need to work on your chess game. This shit, the fuck, you came in this shit incredibly ill-equipped. What's wrong with you, son? What's wrong with you? You spent a lot of time in the gym for this? Anyway, this right here is just covering some of the stuff from the hearing and whatnot. Just give you guys a kind of a baseline of what some of the nonsense is. I was going to insert clips into this, but why not? We can listen to a little bit of it while we're here. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, the judge asked if he was a groomer. Some of the memes made it out in court. It's crazy. It's crazy. Here, let's go with this one right here. This is about LowTierGod gets the actual restraining order.
And so your child will be able to see that stuff and see what you're saying about each other and what you're encouraging other people to do.
Well, actually, you know what? I'll get the stuff inserted in. I'll get some of the stuff inserted in. Here's the chicken legs mention. This is him presenting evidence. The judge asking if he's a groomer is pretty fucking funny. This is when he admits that he does have a daughter and whatnot, and that Rose is his baby's mother. Like I said, I'll insert some of these clips and you guys will see it throughout the video and you can make of that what you will. But a good account and whatnot. I've really kind of just found it. But apparently they've been popping for a minute. They've been putting in work for a while. So there's that. Next field trip, and our final one, actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to Reddit, because everybody loves Reddit. We're on the LTG Reddit page and whatnot, so you guys should, if you guys are interested in any of this, take a look. This is the one that I'm going to go over next. Well, I'll go over it after I go over the actual court video. But this is LTG basically trying to play this shit off like he had nothing to do with it. That's not him. It's all AI. It's not true. It's not true. It's all here. Like, they got it all broken down and shit. Like, let's not go any further because I don't know what other silly shit's in here. Let's not do all that. But there you go on that. That gives you guys the long and short of some of the nonsense that's going on currently as it pertains to it. But he did admit in court that, you know, hey, that is my child and that is my baby's mother. That's a win, to be honest with you, because of how long it took him to come to that conclusion, for better or worse. To be honest, for better or worse. So I guess you have that to hang your hat on. At the same time, though, man, he completely smashes that shit by saying, hey, I may want to have contact with my daughter. My daughter's going to have to stay at my place of residence, and it's not safe for me. How can it be safe for a child? And he basically says it in a roundabout way. It's her fault. It's her fault for doing this shit. And theoretically, he could make or he might try to, if he's not doing it already, he may make the argument that, hey, if I was to, how can I pursue a relationship with my child when I got all this on me and she's part of it? So how do I go about doing that? Like, I'm not giving nobody no ideas because I'm not here to fucking help Dale. Fuck Dale. But like, he could spin that shit in all kinds of silly ass ways, bro. There's all kinds of weird ass ways for this shit. Now, yet again, she can appeal this, is my understanding. So, you know, maybe they get into in front of another judge. Maybe that judge will be more sympathetic to her once she gets her shit together, and we'll see what Dale can do for himself. We'll see. But both Dale and Rose did try to present the whole child support case in front of this judge, and she said, hey, that's for the family courts. Hey, you have these grievances against Dale here. That stuff should have been filed. You should have actively already filed this with the courts, and you didn't do it. And this isn't the place to do it. So, you know, take that over to the proper courts and get that done. But I can't do anything retroactively, and that's not even the place to do it. At least not here. So, and Dale and Rose tried to do that. Now, Dale was doing it to try to finesse. I think Rose basically said she was trying to answer what he was saying and even try to counter some of it. But yet again, but the judge had said, hey, I didn't entertain it when he did it. I'm not going to do it for you either. This is just not the place for that. So there you go on that. Interesting stuff, I got to tell you. Like I said, I'll go over the actual video itself. It's about 20 minutes. I'll leave the link to Red Dale and Don't Touch My No Place. I'll leave both of their videos down in the description. You guys can check it out there. I will go over one of their renditions, and we'll go from there. And then, like I said, check out the Twitter account. Check out LTG's Reddit if you guys are interested and whatnot. Meth Bear's floating around. A lot of those LTG guys are floating around. You can ask them questions about this, and they'll answer it. You know what I'm saying? They'll answer the majority of it, if you will, and they'll get you up to speed if you're really interested. And like I said, I'll do a video on this. It might have to be a Snort report now that I think about it. It's not my first Snort report of the year, but because I already have that I already have that recorded. But this might be my second. We'll see, given how long this nonsense might be. We'll see how it goes. And then Dale's response saying this shit is AI. He's clowning, obviously. But we'll see where that plays out. But interesting stuff, man. Like, who knows where June and July will take us with this nonsense. But vile. He's vile as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I go back and forth with Dwight about, you know, is DSP evil or not? This shit is legitimately evil and whatnot. Because he's literally threatening, like, hey, I could take your daughter away from you. You know what I'm saying? I can pull that if you want to keep playing with me. So is this little bit of money worth it or whatever? Is you going ahead and adding to the troll brigade really worth it? And whatnot, or at least that's what it seems like he's trying to pull. And he's not above that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing, he's not a man. So there ain't nothing stand-up-ish about any of this shit. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I'll insert stuff in between throughout all this. And hopefully this guy paints the picture out for you, and then like I said, I'll go over the actual video itself, And I'll leave that stuff down in the description too. You can check it out at your leisure. Crazy shit though, bro. Crazy shit. But you know, that's what you expect from the the polyester predator, they call him, or that's one of the many names. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I'll name this segment later. GTG spits that grease. Good God, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude's a fucking animal. Absolute fucking animal. But what are you gonna do? All right, people. Like I said, this has been, I'll name the segment later. GTG spits that grease, so on and so forth. Take care of yourselves, people. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys for the next one of these. Later, people. Later, people.
He said, if we share a child together, there's